Welcome to Moto State Podcast, where we talk about motorcycles, life, and everything in between.
Yeah, it's like upgraded for sure.
Yeah, and I'm rarely on this side of it, so it's yeah, well, that's fine.
It's all good.
What?
It happens, right?
So where are you going? So is this the trip down to Colorado and Utah?
Yeah. Yep, Colorado and Utah. Yeah, so we actually leave on my birthday, believe it or not.
Nice.
So yeah, next Wednesday. We leave next Wednesday, so the 22nd of July is when we'll be leaving. I'll leave here from where I work in Elgin, and Bob and Kenny are going, and then we'll meet Moto Mortician down there.
Nice.
So he's coming from why can't I even think of where Ohio. He lives in
That's what I
Ohio.
thought. Yeah, Ohio. Okay.
Yeah. So he's gonna meet us out there, and then we have an Airbnb in like Colorado Junction. Or no, Grand Junction. That's where it is. Grand Junction on the west side of Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're gonna, ride $1 Million Highway and do all the things out there, and then we're gonna head to Arches in Utah for one day too.
That'll be awesome.
So
all right, so welcome everybody, Motor State Podcast. I'm gonna get us started with a little trivia.
Oh boy.
What happened 4 years ago today? I wish I could play the Jeopardy song.
That's right. What's the date?
It's the 16th of July.
$4 years ago. Was it MMM? Was it the meetup in Uranus?
It's the first day we met. First time we ever met 4 years ago today. How about that?
Yeah. I thought it had to have been something like that when I was thinking about it. I'm like, there's got to be some significance. And then I was thinking about how friggin' hot it is right now. And I was like, I bet you this is when we met up in Missouri, because it was hot as fucking shit down there then.
It's fun. Today it is not hot. It is poured rain. I think we got this afternoon. There's a 3-hour stretch where we got 1.5 inches of rain. So
oh my gosh, good for you guys. It's 98 here, dude. It is blazing hot here.
It was hot the last couple of days. Last week down in southeastern Missouri, they got in a matter of like overnight, they got almost 13 inches of rain. So there was.
Holy hell.
There was pull behind campers just floating down the river because the river got real big. So it was pretty wild. They were helicopter evacuating people, picking them out of trees. Like campers climb trees. It was wild. Wow. Yeah. So
that's insane.
Yeah, we could use some rain, just not all at once. So that's all right.
Isn't that usually how it works?
It's all or nothing, man. Feels like it at least. So
yep.
I'm not sure, on here it says Luke. I feel like it should say Frosty eating champion of the world. Just saying, because I whooped Brian from the Upshift podcast, or not Upshift. I'm sorry. Well, he does Upshift, but the Ride Life podcast. I kicked his ass. That was fun. My stomach was not right for about 12 hours, but man, goodness gracious. But that was fun. I knew I could do well. I didn't know that I was going to win it, but that was fun. So Brian, we didn't really wager anything. So I don't know. I'm going to make him say that the Moto State Podcast is the best podcast ever on his show. I think that's what we're going to do.
Ooh. I mean, that's a legit one. I mean, you should have pink slipped him, but I mean, hey.
Yeah,
have an eating contest for pink slips.
That's right, man. That's right. Or toilet paper in this case, but that's a whole other story. So anyway, no, that was fun, and a big thank you to my daughter Sophia for recording that. Her commentary was actually pretty funny when I went back to listen to it. That was good. So anyway, well, Ryan, what are we chatting about today?
Dude, I mean, we got a bandwagon jump today. We gotta talk about Harley's 2 new releases. One of them was a while back, and then most recently so what is it, the re-release of the Super Glide? What was that? What's that one?
Yep, Super Glide.
Super Glide.
Yeah.
And then the most recent release that, every influencer on Instagram and YouTube got to ride the same time they had that, obviously the same time the Super Glide was out, because if you paid attention to any of the influencers, there were some video clips out there that existed that it showed influencers riding the Deadwood and the Super Glide at the same time.
Yep.
So they've had this one in their hip pocket for a hot minute, and all the influencers kept it a secret, and they put it out. I did think it was pretty cool that Sasha from Sasha Cycles in Sturgis, South Dakota, was on a bunch of their ads as like their featured rider that was riding it around. So his ride footage was used by a bunch of the influencers, which I thought was super cool.
Yeah, but I didn't know. I mean, I know of him. I don't know him, so I didn't realize that was him at first. So pretty cool.
He's a real solid dude. He's got a shop right down in Sturgis, and when we were up there a couple of years ago, we had been riding in the hills, and it was during Sturgis, and Bob and Nick left Whitewood where we were at, and on their way to ride for a little bit, and on their way back, they're on comms, and Nick says to Bob, "Hey dude, something's wrong with your bike." He goes, "Your back wheel is wobbling like crazy." And
it's not supposed to do that?
Yeah, not like this, no. So they pulled up to the bar at Whitewood and got out the I-bar, and he went and looked at his back wheel, and all the spokes were broken off of his back wheel on one half of that wheel.
That's crazy and scary
all
as hell.
Of them.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. They were riding the hills, and all of them were busted off. So we called in a bunch of favors. He called, and he brought his bike down there to Sasha's to see if Sasha could help him. Well, this is during Sturgis, and Sasha he hosts a party down there. There's whatever, and Sasha's like, he goes, "You know what? I can't." He goes, "I can't do the work for you right now." But he said, "You know what? You are welcome to my domain."
That's awesome.
And he took a bike off a lift. And then there was another guy there, and he goes, "Wait a minute, I have a wheel for you." So he gave him he gave him a wheel, he gave him his lift, he let him use all of his tools. A couple guys that were there jumped in. So like Bob was like working when all these people were like going in and out of Sasha's shop during Sturgis, and yeah, it was what a crazy time. But
hey, I want to give a big shout out to Law Tigers Tennessee for their support and sponsorship of the podcast. We can't thank them enough. When the time comes, because it's going to probably happen to all of us, you get in a motorcycle wreck and you're injured, give Law Tigers a call at lawtigers.com, whatever state you're in. The great folks at Tennessee, we've got to meet them. They're awesome. They know their stuff. They're riding. They understand the community. They understand what it's like from a rider's perspective. And more importantly, they understand the law. So give them a call. That first consultation's free. They're going to lay out how it works with you. They're not getting paid unless you get paid, guys. Call the experts in the field on this, and when there's a time of need like that. LawTigers.com. Make sure you tell Luke and Ryan from Moto State sent you.
Yeah, he got it all squared away down there, so we could ride home. But absolutely insane. And so it was really, really cool to see Sasha in that ad, and that he had that opportunity to work with Harley. But the rest of it, I'm here to tell you, I'm not impressed
with either one of them.
Nope, I'm not impressed.
Okay. All right. Well, tell me why. I mean, that's a bold statement. So you're not impressed.
I will. Here's my kind of just like hot take on it, which is this. There's nothing new about those bikes. They're parts bin bikes with throwback paint.
Okay.
So I'll go to the Super Glide first. They did a re-release of that bike a few years ago.
20 years ago. 2006.
No, just like 3 years ago, they did something with that bike again.
They did that paint. They didn't do a super glide, but they did a paint scheme similar to that. Yes,
They did a paint scheme similar to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's my problem with it is that it's a soft tail with that paint scheme is what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would have been way more impressed if they would have done a boat tail fender, if they would have done something that harkened back, even though it's new technology. I would have loved to have seen a boat tail fender on it. Like, give me something actually new. That is just a soft tail. It's a soft tail with that paint scheme.
That's a different rear fender, though.
Well,
than the lowrider.
Yeah, but it still, to me, it's a parts bin bike, right?
Okay.
And then, so I'll start with that one. If we move on to the Deadwood, we had that bike. We had that bike 3 years ago. It was called the Softail Slim.
Yeah.
Really, what they did was they took the light bar from the Heritage. They made a blacked out bike. The footboards look like they're right off of the Softail Slim. They're either Softail Slim or Heritage footboards. It's and they took the bags off it and just and essentially blacked it out and put a 2-into-1 pipe on it. So again, it's a parts bin bike. Now I understand why they did it, but I've been listening to a couple of different things where there's some criticism out there that I think is fair of Harley and of Indian right now, which is nostalgia is not a business plan.
Sure.
Okay, so trying to sell nostalgia, which means to me, they're trying to sell those bikes to my age group and up. They're trying to get another older group of people to buy those bikes. Neither one of those bikes are young men bikes. You know what I mean?
You don't think the Super Glide is?
I mean, I think the Super Glide could be, but again, to me, it's just a soft tail.
Sure.
The Super Glide to me is not a young man's bike because it has ape hangers on it. It's an old man's bike. It just that's like I said, nostalgia is not a business plan, and it would be because here's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
When a few years ago we got a new model, we got the Lowrider ST.
Yep.
Okay, it was a new model. Now,
6
some
years
people
ago.
say, yeah, okay, 6 years ago, right? And some people say, obviously, the bags were off of another model, right? Mm-hmm. But they essentially did a whole new fairing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They did a tribute to an FXR. Yep. With a whole new fairing design that we'd never seen before. It was a brand new part in their catalog, a brand new part number. Okay. These two new bikes that they have out, there's no new part numbers on there. Those bikes you can build right out of the Harley catalog.
Sure.
And so, again, I understand why they did it, because they were able to release a quote unquote new model that there's no new tooling. It didn't cost them anything to put that bike out. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And so for me, I mean, even if on the Deadwood, isn't it pretty much the same? Like when they put the black with the red, that's just like when they did the Lowrider S a few years ago, and they made the Harley emblem and they used the Stranger Things font.
It does look a little similar to that. I'll give you that. I mean, so for me, like, everyone's like, oh, well, super unoriginal parts bin bike. It's just X with different paint or whatever.
Yep.
What anniversary bike have they ever made that was completely different than what was already out there?
Oh, I don't disagree with.
Yeah.
Like I said, I understand why they did it, and I don't think it was a bad idea. I just hope that this isn't the CEO's plan, right? Because I mean, he talked about putting out bikes with lower price points, which both of these are. They're not baggers, right? He didn't put out another bagger. He didn't do any type of anniversary bagger or anything like that. So they are a lower price point bike, which I think is great. But here's the thing that kind of reeled me in a little bit. Okay. You can't go anywhere right now, anywhere, without seeing a kid ripping around on an e-bike somewhere.
Sure.
There are kids getting on two wheels, but they're not going to graduate from an e-bike to either one of those two motorcycles. You know what I mean? Like, at some point in time, Harley needs to think about, that's the market that they need to try to capture. How do you get the imagination of that 14-year-old to be like, I want to ride on a Harley? Because right now they're ripping around on these little e-bikes and they're little hoodlums, right? But it's great because you're getting them on two wheels. They're riding on sidewalks,
absolutely.
they're riding on streets, they're tearing up all over the place, and they're everywhere. These these little e-bikes are everywhere, right? How do you get that crowd in, right? To me, it's some sort of naked Nightster or a naked Pan Am, or that Gaffey racer bike that we saw that concept bike that we saw at Mama Tried. That's the bike that needs to come out next. That's the bike that needs to start capturing attention.
So, so for me, like, you look at the Super Glide again, they did what they've done on every anniversary bike out there.
Yeah.
So be it. It's the anniversary of the Super Glide. So why not? I mean, 55 years now. So
yeah.
Okay. I like it. Understand why they did it. It's another option. It's easy. I don't think the CEO had anything to do with any of these bikes. He was hired in August. I don't think they slapped this together. Well, if they slapped this together, it was, I don't know. I would be surprised. I think that the Super Glide, this new version of Super Glide, I love it. For $16,000, you have a bike that you can add so much to, that has a 117 in that son of a bitch. It'll haul ass. Yeah. I love this. Like, everyone's like, we need an affordable Harley. Here's an affordable Harley with a big fucking motor and very little weight. 600 pounds, 650 pounds with a 117. There you go. Go build it however the fuck you want from there. I mean, I think it's great. Now, is this a bike for your beginning rider? Probably not, but that's okay. But you know what? It might be in 3 years. When this thing's 3 years old, that might be a great first bike for somebody. It's not off the showroom floor, but I think for the money, like, everyone everyone wants a cheaper Harley, $16,000, and you have a 117 motor on a soft tail frame. How do you tell me what's wrong with that? You know?
Yeah. Well, no, you're 100%. You are absolutely 100% right. There's no way I can argue with that reasoning whatsoever, because that is right. What I'm saying is that, and you're probably also 100% accurate in the idea that the new CEO had no wherewithal with these motorcycles. This was probably already planned, right?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it was. It was already in the works. And I don't look at these two bikes. I would be shocked if we got their chief marketing officer on here, and if whoever that is, I can't remember that person's name off the top of my head. You're more than welcome to join us anytime you want. But because I'm sure you're listening to our podcast.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I mean, I don't look at this as just a huge marketing scheme. It's a mid-year release.
Yeah.
There has been some good mid-year releases, but there's been way more bikes like this mid-year release.
Oh yeah. Yep. Absolutely. You're absolutely right.
This is just par for the course. Now, if this continues to be par for the course, I don't know. Is that good or bad? I don't know. I have to think on that. I'm not sure.
Right.
I don't know. But for the Deadwood, I'm not in love with it, but that's just a personal preference. But I look at the Deadwood as a person. I see a guy who's in his 60s that does not want to fuck with a bagger anymore. Throw some bags on this thing, and it makes him feel, or her feel, cool. It's not quite a heritage, but it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. And it's got a 2-in-1 pipe, and again, it's light, easy to handle, and it's got a big 117 in it. Throw some soft bags on it. Throw whatever bags you want on it. I'll give a shit and go. I mean, I think that's great.
Well, and yeah, and you know, you might have hit the nail on the head there. But again, you know, now we're talking about, we're talking about a 60-year-old again, right? We're not talking about a young person. I agree with you. I think the anniversary bike is a I think that one, to me, that one's a bigger win. There's some nostalgia for me that it hits a little bit harder. The Deadwood just kind of pisses me off because we had this bike. And I feel like as a consumer, I look at that bike and I just think to myself, do you think I'm stupid? Because it's the Softail Slim. Like, I mean, that's what
Sure.
gets me, is that Harley had this bike 3 years ago and they stopped making it. It was called the Softail Slim.
Yeah.
And that's why it pisses me off, because they had this bike already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All they did was they put a blacked out windshield, they blacked out the bike, and they put the the heritage light bar on it, and they call it the Deadwood. That's what pisses me off, is that as a consumer, I feel like, you tried to say you have this new model, but you don't. You had this model. It was the Softail Slim.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, if I'm picking between the two, I'm going with the Super Glide. It's $2,000
Yeah.
less. I don't see $2,000 of value more in the Deadwood.
No, I agree with that 100%. Yeah, if I was going to go buy one of these and I had to buy one or the other,
Mhm.
I would buy the same one you're talking about too.
For sure. I mean, I was
And
saying,
the first thing I would do is throw those bars across the yard as far as I could get them.
yeah, I mean, I do love on both those the circular air cleaner, like you saw back in the day.
Yep.
I
Yep.
love that, and I think that's
Dude,
very nostalgia.
a nice set of chrome, like Lucky Dave bars, or those ones that look like the sevens that come up like this.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like that T-bar setup, that are chrome, because I would stick with the chrome on that bike.
Oh yeah,
dude, that bike would look, just with that it would look dope.
Yeah, bars, and put a cool sissy bar on it, like, custom made, like it comes up a little bit higher, dude.
Like a chrome one, and then a chrome 2-in-1 pipe.
That's already got a 2-in-1 in it.
Yeah, but that's all that bike needs, and then it's, to me, then it's kind of perfect. Do you know what I mean? But
it's a fun little bike right there, I mean,
yeah.
shit, it's got the little shorty front fender, and just like you would expect.
I just think, yeah, I mean, you got me there. You got me on that one. I guess maybe I was just a little bit too butthurt about the kind of the whole scenario with those, but I would agree with you. I think that maybe I have to reverse my stance a little bit on that.
I mean, the running and turn signal lights are on the bars by the handlebar or by the grips. I love that. I've always loved that look. I think, I feel like it is so easy to, first, I mean, bigger picture, it's always easier to find the negative than the positive, oftentimes.
Absolutely.
I think it's so easy for people to go down the rabbit hole of complaining about every new bike Harley releases, because it's one of the most criticized brands that I can think of in my lifetime. Except for this diarrhea lettuce that you can get at Taco Bell. That's a whole nother story. But, but, I don't know, man. I just think that it's so easy, and you're going to find way more negative reviews or comments on new Harley bikes than positive. So it's easy to, whether it's not on purpose, right? Just your mind goes there after reading and or seeing things.
Yeah.
But again, Super Glide, fuck yeah. Let's do it. Harley, I'll ride one for you. I know that's what you need from me. The other one, fuck it, I don't really care for it, but that's just me. I do like I'll always be a sucker for a blacked out look. Again, it's got the circular air cleaners. There's some nostalgia there. I mean, it's got an old school look to it, which I appreciate as well. I mean, it's got that big heritage front fender. Something about obviously the lights, and then the smaller windshield. I haven't decided if I like that windshield or not. But I mean, it's not bad. It's just not my cup of tea. It just looks like a bastardized Heritage. So, and I own a Heritage. I mean, maybe I'm being a hypocrite, but I don't know. Something about it.
If you could take that, this is what I could say. You could take that bike right now.
Mm-hmm.
You could throw on a set of upsweeps.
Yeah.
Right. Of black upsweeps, and throw that windshield in the garbage and put some tall ape hangers on it, and you have a Cholo that's almost already done up for you that looks sinister as fuck.
I was thinking about that too. You could Cholo the fuck out of this thing pretty easy.
Easy, yeah.
You know what you talking about, like upsweep exhaust? That'd look cool in that Super Glide.
It would, yeah, the chrome ones. Yeah, if you wanted to keep like the old school nostalgia,
Yeah.
I would make it new school a little bit more is what I would do, but that's just me.
Oh, sure.
But if I was going to do anything with that Deadwood, I would Cholo it, because to me it's the perfect base platform for a Cholo.
Well, you got those big fenders on it. It's just set up perfect.
Absolutely. The big fenders are already there. I would just take the 2-to-1 and get some sort of upswept. Make sure they're black though. Keep that kind of black powder coat, sinister look to it, and throw some fucking tall bars on there, and you got a Cholo just begging to go to bike night.
That's right, SA. Get you some. There you go.
I'd wear my wide brim bandana and just don't think for one second that I wouldn't. Chain hanging down all the way to my knees.
Okay, so you've been watching an episode of Mayans recently, I guess. What the hell? But
oh, dude, I grew up in Southern California. Those are my people.
I'm good. Those are your people. Jesus.
That's probably the whitest thing I've ever said in my life.
It is easily the whitest thing you've ever said in your life. Jesus Christ. God bless. Oh, wow. We're gonna title this episode "These Are My People." People are like, the first 5 minutes are like, what the fuck are they talking about? These are my people. They have to hang on for 26 minutes and 40 seconds to know what that means. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's just so let me ask you this. Do you think we see another bike out of Harley before the end of the year?
No.
Don't think so?
I think they're done.
You don't think they're going to surprise us in Sturgis or something?
No. I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. I guess here's the deal. I wouldn't be surprised if they did, but I don't think so. I think they're done for the year. Obviously with their target being 2027 for the Sportster, for the release of the Sportster, they got some work to do, and they got some work to do quickly. So, I feel, especially if I don't see the Sportster coming out in January or February in the first part of the year. I see the Sportsters being the mid-release bike for next year, because that could also fit to the nostalgia bike, right? Because it's the Sportster.
Yeah, I feel like an entry level bike is, and I would assume it's going to be priced accordingly to that, because they've talked about the price point, in that they found a way to, build it affordably. I just feel like that should be a beginning of the year release, because and catch that wave early on.
But when is what's the other one? The Spirit or the Sprint? What was it? The Sprint? Sprint. That might be their January release, because that would be, I mean, that's going to be for sure a beginner or a entry level bike, right?
Yep. Yes, it's the $6,000 bike, so it's going to be super inexpensive. Supposedly $6,000. I don't know, Dude, since they announced it and today, inflation's been about 189 million%. So I don't know.
Right.
Could be $6,600. I don't know.
Right. Gas has gone up 65 cents in the last 2 days. So, I mean, who knows?
Oh, it has?
Yeah, I don't know. It's gone up. Yeah.
Shit. I haven't.
30 cents, I think.
Oh, fuck. Well, I'm not going to comment on what I came to mind to say, but don't want to get canceled. Yeah, I just, man, I need to go fill my truck up before it goes up anymore. Yeah, I forgot about the Sprint. That very well could be the. Well, I mean, you could make an argument for which one should be released first, right? I mean, there could be some super excitement, start the year off right with the new Sportster, and then the Sprint's brand new, and well, not brand new. I guess there's been one before, in mid-year, but either way, I don't see them releasing both at the same time.
Right.
So.
Right. And I think the Sportster is going to outsell the Sprint if I were to speculate. I feel like there's going to be a bunch of people clamoring for. I mean, every dealership will tell you that their used Sportsters don't last on the floor right now.
True. When's the last time you saw a Sportster on the floor of a dealership?
A week ago.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you the last time I did.
And ironically enough, it was a Sportster low, so the one that has the larger gas tank.
Oh.
Or the custom 1200 custom
gotcha.
Is what it was.
Sure.
It was a fucking pristine. It was a pristine bike. I took a picture of it actually and sent it to Bob's son, who's 19 or 20. He's 20, and said, "Move to North Dakota, and here's your your next Harley is right here. Or your first Harley is right here." I mean, it was under $6,000. It was a perfect bike.
Can't beat
didn't
that.
Didn't have a mark, didn't have a scratch on it. It was perfect. I mean, so and it has the larger gas tank, and it was a 1200. I mean, that's a bike for like a 20-year-old kid. You can rip the shit out of those 1200s, man.
Yeah.
They were, you could put a cam and a pipe on that thing and a new air cleaner, and they were little monsters because they were light as hell.
Yeah. That's why they turn them into dirt bikes too. Shit.
Yeah, well, and it had and the custom had the larger gas tank, so I don't remember what it was, but it's like a 4.5 gallon gas tank, I think.
Okay. Yeah. Well, those are my thoughts. Like the Deadwood, if they never released it, it would I wouldn't miss it. If they got rid of it, they said, "Hey, just kidding, we're getting rid of it." It wouldn't hurt my feelings. But that little Super Glide. And admittedly, I love that paint scheme. I loved it on the very first one. I loved it on the 06 model. When I was looking at FXRs earlier this year, I ran across a Super Glide, an 06 Super Glide, and I was real close to going to look at it. And I was like, man, I should go look at it, and pulled it back up on Marketplace, and it already sold. So,
sure.
Because it was, I can't remember that 06 was fuel injected or not, but this one in particular was just in good shape, and I'm a sucker for that paint scheme. But paint scheme aside, I think it's exactly what I would expect from anniversary bike. You could put $1,000 into this thing, $1,500, and it would be badass, and maybe $2,000, and price point is right, $16,000. Come on.
Okay, so if you had to choose right now, if you had that Super Glide or the Lowrider ST in that Whiskey Fade, where are you at?
Whiskey Fade, yeah. I think that's apples and oranges, though. That I look at a Lowrider ST as just a mini bagger. This Super Glide is not that. I mean, now, would I want this versus a Lowrider S? I'd take this because I like the paint scheme, and I like the chrome. The ST, I think, ST versus a Street Glide, if I had a choice of either one, that'd be a tough choice for me today.
This Super Glide, now that you're saying that, I mean, all of a sudden you got my juices flowing. I just was thinking like those, if I were to do that right now, I'd put those bars on it that are shaped like the sevens,
Mhm.
like they're T bars kind of, and I would put a white T Sport fairing on it, and that thing would be
Ooh,
fucking
that's a
dope.
great idea. I love that.
That thing would be dope, just like that. It's all you'd need.
What if you put an ST fairing on it and painted it to match with blue and red stripe, thin stripe around? That'd be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool too.
You know,
yeah.
yeah.
I just like that. Like I like the tall, lean look. So like the T
sure.
Sport fairing kind of lends itself to
especially
be
with
like
no,
more
especially
of
with no bags.
Yeah, especially with no bags. Yeah, just kind of to me, that just screams like just a ripper. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's
tearing around town
like
and
when
splitting traffic and
my Black FXR when I got it, it has a T Sport fairing on it, no bags. Putting the bags on it with that T Sport fairing, it didn't look bad, but it looks way better even with that mini FXR T fairing because it's wider and it just matches the width of the bike more, complements the width of the bike with the bags on it now.
Sure.
But man, it looked mean with that T Sport fairing and no bags, right? So I hear you. I love that idea. That'd be a lot of fun. Want to take a moment to thank Tab Performance for supporting the podcast and being our very first sponsor. It means the world to us. Check out everything they have to offer at tabperformance.com. I know you're thinking exhaust, and absolutely, they build some great exhaust systems. They also have handlebars, tuners, cams, and not just for your Harley, but also for your Indian, Yamaha, and off-road vehicles. Also, don't forget to check out Kyle running in the King of Baggers, number 78, wearing the bright yellow neon boots, running around that track real fast. Man, that'd be cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Take those fucking reflectors off the forks. Jesus, I hate that. God, they're ugly.
A little heat gun and some
fishing wire.
and those things come off like no problem.
Yeah.
So
I say that I finally took them off my Street Glide like this year after 5 fucking years. So
that's literally the first thing I do when like one of my buddies came over with his bike and it was brand new, and it was like I like got out my heat gun and I started heating up these reflectors. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "We're taking these things off right now."
I kept forgetting, and then when we were doing the forks, I was like, Chris, I need to get this son of a bitch over. He gave me a plastic razor blade. You ever seen one of those? I never seen one of those. He's like, it won't scratch things up. And so, yeah, we heated it up, pulled it off, and then used that thing. Man, that shit's sticky, and it worked like a champ. It was great.
Huh?
Yeah.
Wow. No, I've never seen one of those.
Yeah. You know, hang out with someone that actually knows what the hell they're doing. You learn all kinds of stuff. Oh, I never heard of this. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, I think we need to bring him on.
Yeah. All right. Let's do it.
So,
let's do it.
Chris, if you're out there, next time you listen to this, when you listen to it, send us a DM. When you listen to it, send us a DM.
I mean, I talk to the guy every other day. I'll no problem.
I want to see how long it takes him. That's what I want to do. I want to see how long it takes him.
Mum's the word.
So, yeah, there we go.
Mum's the word.
No, I think that it's a because he's got some big announcements. He's got some big things going on. So, you know, we should bring him on.
I was there last Saturday. I popped in real quick, and he was working on this. It was like a Sportster that they made a trike. They put that kit. Well, whoever made the kit for it. But
I've seen a few of those.
But it was an 883, and he's like, it runs, but it ain't pulling a hill real fast, especially with me on it. Yeah, but Chris is a big dude. But yeah, it was interesting. Man, it's so funny. Like that's on the lift, and then he's building a custom chopper on the other lift. It's just one extreme and the other. Just he works on a lot of stuff, right? So
yeah. I think an 883 trike would be about one of the most unstable, dangerous fucking things I can think of in the whole world. Just a trike rattle box like that scares the shit out of me. No way, I'm not doing it. So
yeah,
we were talking earlier. That reminds me about scaring the shit out of people. This is going to be my first like legit road trip on the Pan America.
So it's exciting.
Yeah. You know what? I'm really excited. I'm going to learn some things, I'm sure. It's the first time I will have like really packed it down for a long trip. I mean, I got to pack it down for 7 days, and I'm going to bring my wild ass pad for my other bike, but it's not shaped for it's not the right shape for the seat. But
sure,
you can't get everything all at once. I found a really cool toolkit that I want to get for it. So I'm still, you can't get everything that you want all at once, right?
it's called credit card debt, Ryan. You can just
So, but I'm excited. I'm excited to ride like canyons and hills and that
sure.
kind of stuff with this bike. Different riding position. It's a little bit more aggressive riding position. So I think it's gonna. I'm excited. That's all I have to say about that. I'm excited for the challenge. I'm excited for something new, and it got a clean bill of health. I took it into for its 1,000-mile service, and they said everything's fucking tip top, and did the oil change and did all the things. Found out when I got into the oil change. So the thing about my limited has the upgraded like I don't know, not the I want to say crash bar, but it's not the skid plate that's underneath
skid plate. Yeah.
Right. So like some of them have smaller skid plates. This has the one that goes all the way, covers the whole bottom, and comes up around the front. Well, to get to the oil, you have to take that fucker off.
Okay.
Now you can take all the screws and just loosen up the front ones and drop it down, but then you need to have like a funnel to funnel the oil out into your from where it comes out into your like oil drain or whatever.
Yep.
You can do it that way too. So you don't really have to take the whole thing off, but I took it off. It's really not that big of a deal. And then I also found out that my bagger oil wrench for my oil filter does not fit. So there is a special wrench that you need that fits all the Rev Max motors.
Well, as you get older, that the wrench doesn't fit anymore. Oh wait, hold on. Never mind.
I've heard that.
Sorry, I digress.
So I had to get a new one of those, but I did the oil change without it, which can be done. But so I got a new wrench for it, so I have that taken care of. So it's kind of little by little I'm getting everything that I need, and so yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, that's like, what was it, 3 weeks ago? I was excited about, first road trip on the FXR. That was a whole new experience for me. It was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed that. Yeah, just new experiences, man. That's what it's all about, right? Kind of a common theme, right? Like I've been, FXR, Pan Am for you. We interviewed Jace, and he's talking about his, new experiences on choppers, and then Kickstart and Shovelhead, and yeah, dude, I love it. It's great. Something fun, something new.
I want to do one more thing too. You said Jason, that just reminded me. So we had Taylor on as a guest, and Taylor has his own podcast.
Yeah.
So what's Taylor's podcast called?
The Shifter Crew.
The Shifter
Crew, isn't it?
No, it's not actually.
Did I just fumble that?
Why can't I think
of
it?
Sorry, The Shifter Show. I apologize.
The Shifter Show. Yep,
yes.
That's what it is. The Shifter Show. Okay. So he interviewed Brian Clock from Clockworks.
Yeah, I haven't listened to that one yet.
On his last episode. There may be people that don't like that podcast. I'm here to tell you that I thought that was a great podcast. Brian Clock had some very amazing stories to tell. He told a story that I've heard Brian Clock on quite a number of other podcasts, and this story that he told I have never heard before, and it was very moving. He got emotional. I could tell that Taylor got emotional. It was a very moving podcast, and I'm telling you, if you feel down, if you're feeling disconnected, if you're feeling out of touch, I think that that's a good podcast to listen to because he does talk about, Brian Clock talks about faith. If any of you guys know Brian Clock at all, he's a very strong, very faith-based person. And but he talks about a couple of very specific stories that really speak on how faith and how it's affected his life and that kind of thing. And I'm here to tell you it was a great podcast. And so I just wanted to give a little shout out to Taylor for that interview that he did with Brian Clock, because it was really good.
Well,
really good.
That's on the list to listen to here soon. The podcast he released before that with the guy, the Hardway J is his Instagram name. Guy's name's Jason that he interviewed. That was a phenomenal podcast as well. And the guy talks about his journey to sobriety, and the journey there was a long one and inspiring. And then the one before that, he interviewed the Hog Slayer, and that was a great interview as well. That guy is getting ready to do an amazing ride to benefit veterans and suicide prevention. So yeah, I mean, Taylor does a great job. That's a solid podcast. Definitely, anytime an episode comes out, it's on the priority list.
I did. He mentioned it when he was talking to Brian that he just had some bangers that really had an effect on him lately, and so yeah, that was good. And maybe like you said, 'tis the season, right? Because we just had one on Ombre, Brian on, and if you haven't listened to that podcast already from us, please get out there and listen to it, because I want as many people to hear Brian's story as we can get out there. And you're going to hear me in future episodes mention this, because it puts a lot of things into perspective. It puts some things into perspective for me that I hadn't thought about in a long time. And for me, there was this realization. Sometimes we get caught up in our own shit and our own lives, and we complain about really menial or mundane things. And we forget how easy that those things can change. We forget how quickly that those things can be taken away from us.
Yeah.
And to hear someone's journey, who's gone through it, who's been to hell and back, who has, come out the other side and have the type of attitude that he has. And one of the things that I thought was really amazing, that was moving to me, is that he doesn't gatekeep anything.
Yeah.
And so if you want to know his story, he'll tell you the deepest and darkest secrets, but he'll also give you the he'll give you a high level version. But if you want to dig deeper, he's willing to go there, to let people in. And when I said he doesn't gatekeep, if you are a person who is who has a disability and you still want to ride a motorcycle or do some things, hit him up and he will, there's nothing that he did that's a trade secret.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he even said it on the episode, right? He said, there was no outlet for me to check out. I had to figure this out on my own and reach out to people, and he wants to be a place where people can reach out to him and he points them in the right direction. And Brian's such a solid guy and good dude. As we're a little more serious subject now, I just want to give a shout out to a guy that didn't know well, but was part of the Senate Sunday crew that regularly rode on the Sundays that we did here in St. Louis. Matt, he unfortunately passed away Monday morning, that motorcycle accident. So guys, just be careful out there. I rode with Matt a few times, solid rider. Fortunately, car pulled out in front of him, turning left, and he didn't make it. So, just, keep an eye out on your friends and keep your head on a swivel, because there's some crazy people out there, distracted or just driving like idiots, or both. And so just be careful out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Change of subject, brighten the mood a little bit. I meant to mention this earlier. We're talking about my FXR. I got the carbon fiber side covers from Boosted Brad. Holy shit, they're nice. They're really nice. Holy crap. Love them. Just great quality work. I've bought a few parts from Boosted Brad before. This is awesome. So just shout out to him. Gosh, just does such great work, quality work. Can't wait to put those on the bike, and ordered some Bamco bolts for him. I'm gonna dress them up and make them look real pretty. So
Well, look at that.
yeah, it's amazing what you can spend on bolts, but man, they look good. They look good. They look good. And I'll tell you, and honestly, like, shout out to Bamco. I ordered a few other bolts, and they've got kits, so it's super easy. Click here, and I was like, I don't know what size bolts, and that's not a package they have, so I just shot him an email. Dude, within like 2 hours, replied, "Oh yeah," he goes, "Just go ahead and order what you're ordering, send me the order number, and I'll invoice you separate. I'll make sure it all ships together." Like, I mean, couldn't ask for better customer service than that.
Wow, that's awesome.
So thank you, Bamco. I've ordered from them in the past, and I screwed up the order. They caught it. I didn't. Reached out to me, got it fixed. I mean, so I can't say nothing but good things about those folks. So thank you guys. Appreciate that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you can always appreciate that, because I'm going to screw something up. I'm glad someone caught it. So, well,
Nice.
put a fork in it. I think we
man.
think we covered it. So basically, what we're getting at: someone go buy 2 brand new Super Glides and give them to Ryan and I, and we'll let you know how. We'll test. We'll test them out for you. Just make sure safety third. Make sure everything's okay.
Or if Harley's listening, because I'm sure they are, hey, just hit us up. We're here for you.
I mean,
we're here for it.
Forget those influencers. You need a couple middle-aged dads with gray beards. That's really a demographic that they're not familiar with.
That you're not hitting.
Yeah,
right now.
They're not familiar with this type of crowd.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe let's get some. Harley needs to get some podcasters on their influencer list.
That's right.
Sign us up.
That's right. Exactly. Well, guys, thanks for as always. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. We wouldn't be here without you guys, but the comments and the support. We don't see a lot of comments directly on Spotify or Apple or YouTube. We do get DMs, whether it's our Instagram handles or the Moto State. We do appreciate that. Thank you. I will say, I don't know what happened last week, but we had our biggest week ever. And although we're committed to this, and we're working hard, things like that, whether it's comments or we just get this unexpected big week, it motivates us even more. So thank you all for the love and the support, and we'll continue to put out a quality product for you guys. So
yeah, absolutely.
Until next week, everybody have a great weekend, a great week, a great day, a great road trip or whatever, and we'll see you next Monday.
Stay safe out there.
See you guys.
Peace.